BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B. I've got you covered each and every night right after the quiet storm. Hey, we got a full, informative show lined up for you this morning, so make sure you stay right here. First up, our Monday morning highlights will recap this past weekend in the Bronx and beyond. And leading off, we'll hear about the one Brownsville-bred gal. She turned her life experience into a moving, award-winning one-woman show on Broadway. Then she's the founder and executive director of SAMA Tata. Anita Diop, she joins us here for a full story, and we'll work up the whole thing right here. She has an important cause that she wants to talk about. With your help, you could save a child's life in Africa. After that, we'll learn how one father's guidance has helped his 13-year-old daughter find her voice right here in the Boogie Down Bronx. And finally, fitness expert Joshua Margolis has the tips and exercises to boost your energy in the morning. Maybe we can all do some jumping jacks this morning. Or sculpt your body up too, improve your health. So stay tuned, all this and more headed your way because we are now officially open. Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. Today is Monday, July 11th. Wow, we're moving ahead, right? About 7 months into the new year. We've got a great show lined up for you, and we kick things off with our Monday morning highlights.
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on.
First up, baseball history was made this past weekend as Yankee captain Derek Jeter got his 300th in front of a sellout crowd at Yankee Stadium. Jeter put on a fantastic show for the ages, collecting his 5 hits, including a home run to eclipse the historic milestone. Bobby C. and the BronxNet crew, they were right there at the clubhouse to capture the magic. Let's take a look.
It was great. You know, the Yankee fans have always been great. You know, I've said it time and time again, they appreciate the history of the sport, the history of the organization. The thing that means the most to me is that I've been able to get all these hits in a Yankee uniform, and no one's been able to do that before, which is hard to believe. But you know, I've grown up with these fans. They've seen me since I've been 20 years old. I mean, they had it on the scoreboard when I was 18 years old, and my teammates were laughing at how I looked. But yeah, I've grown up with these fans, and you know, I'm glad that, like I said before, I had an opportunity to do it here because it just wouldn't have felt right to do it somewhere else.
You're talking about from Babe Ruth to Yogi Berra and DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, and all those guys, and none of them have 3,000. And then here comes Derek Jeter for so many years, doing it during the season, playoff, big games, and today to collect the 3,000, he goes 5 for 5. I mean, I don't think that the organization can be more happy than that. So I mean, for us, I mean, I'm extremely happy for him. You know, I mean, he have his 3,000 and have the game-winning hit. You know, give me a chance to pitch, and you know, it's that's that. Like Sato said, that's him.
From all of us here at BronxNet, congratulations to Derek Jeter. Make sure you tune in this Wednesday for the full package on this historic moment. And a full recap this Friday with my man Bobby C. in his Sports Roundup. And, you know, the Salsa Fest kicked off this past weekend, from Thursday to Sunday, bringing back salsa brought it right back here to the Boogie Down Bronx with a bang. Events included salsa lessons from two-time world champion Ayana Kasavman and a screening of the award-winning documentary From Mambo to Hip Hop and a South Bronx Tale, and also our Bronx Salsa Trolley Tour featuring Latin music performances at Lehman Center for Performing Arts and Orchard Beach. This first annual Salsa Fest was put together in an effort to bring the community together with some dancing, some salsa, some music. It was sponsored by the Bronx Tourism Council. It was fantastic. If people were not in the mood for dancing, the 9th Annual Bronx International Film Festival came back this weekend to showcase films bringing the world to the Bronx and the Bronx to the world. Dramas such as Awake, documentaries like Ashanti, about Haitian voodoo and below New York, about art in the New York City subways, and it featured on Friday and Saturday at the Lovinger Theater at Lehman College. Other films were shown last month as well during the festival. You can go on to the website and check all that out. Those are your Monday morning highlights. But before we go, let's go to my main man, DJ Kool Clyde, and find out what he was doing over the weekend. Sick.
Are we on? Am I on? Oh,
You're on.
Listen, first of all, I haven't seen you in about 2 weeks. Wow.
Well, I had to take just a little short break.
Okay.
A little quickie. I did a little quickie.
Just to recharge. Well, we had some people filling in your shoes, like Sylvia England, Bobby C. Watch out, Bob. They might be filling them shoes once in a while.
I never worry. I wear size 12. I'm good.
I like that. But other than that, a lot of stuff going on in the news. I just heard that they shut down NASA. What is that all about? That means there will be nobody flying to space anymore. Unsupervised satellites up there. Astronauts would have to try to seek employment. I mean, what's going on? As God says, what goes up must come down. What do you think about that?
Well, it's going to be what it's going to be. Maybe they got to regroup. I mean, the Challenger and all that stuff has been flying for many years, since '81. So I guess they're going to take a pause and come back 5 years and go beyond.
Well, my understanding is that they're supposed to have some, like, taxi services going up there. Less expensive aircraft.
Oh, my man from Virgin Atlantic. He's going to have flights. You can, if you got enough money, you can just take a trip, go out, orbit the Earth.
Do we supposed to be up there in the first place, honestly?
I think we're meant to be right here on Earth, but man explores, man is digging, man is pumping oil, pumping water out of the earth and minerals.
That's the way the world is going, man. But I had a great weekend. I know before we wrap up, I just want to say a quick shout out to a few people that I did say that I was going to say something on our show, BronxNet. Reverend Al Sharpton, Fatima Muhammad, Norman Seabrooks, my girl Kim, 100 Black law enforcement who care, and of course my man Andre Harrell, who just gave me an exclusive interview from Uptown and Motown Records. And we're looking forward to that to come on the DJ Kool Clyde show, and I thank Andre Harrell for doing that. He's the one who discovered P. Diddy, and he worked along with and Mary J. Blige. So I look forward to that, and I want to say big shout out to the Most High in Christ. And that's about it for me, man.
Big up to DJ Kool Clyde. Andre Harrell too. Hey.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Clyde. Up next, writer, performer, we have Elaine Del Mayer. I'm going to say it again. Elaine Del Mayer. No, say it again. Del Valle. Elaine Del Valle. She's going to join us up next. But first, check this out. My man, my friend, guitar legend and friends of the show, Lou Volpe, recently had a concert at BronxNet's very own Ambrosia. Baron Ambrosia, well, he wasn't about to miss this electric performance. So let's check it out.
This is Baron Ambrosia coming to you from the John Burks Gillespie Auditorium, where tonight we're watching Bronx native and jazz guitar legend Lou Volpe play a few of his classics as well as some new ones.
I wanted to play the banjo as a kid and could never find a banjo teacher. So the music school that I went to said, "Oh, I'll try guitar for a while, and you could always transfer to the banjo from that. It translates into it." I was studying with a guy named Sal Salvador in the 70s, and he was one of the studio guitarists around the scene. And Sal introduced me to Les Paul, who used to come every Thursday night, and Sal would make me stay late. And starting 11 p.m., we would just start jamming into the wee hours of the night, and then I have to get up and go to school the next day. But that was another story. I've had the real good fortune to play with a number of just amazing people. Namely, Herbie Hancock is one of my heroes, the great pianist. We did a session which I meant to tell the story during the show, that we, this group, once spent a week with Miles Davis in the recording studio, and we recorded almost an album's worth, but Miles was a little ill at the time and didn't play trumpet on it, so they're waiting to release it. They're going to see how they're going to release it. He played mostly keyboards. The jazz guitar, or the bigger guitar, what they call the jazz box, has more of a smoother tone, and the other guitar, what they call a solid body, has more of a cutting edge tone. It's a little bit brighter in sound and different tonalities, which is an amazing thing about the guitar that most other instruments don't have, in that you can get the note to speak, so to speak, a different way, and after you hit the string, you could sort of make it sound a little bit edgier, almost like it's changing vowels, like wow, wow. The harmonics is when you, for the guitar techies out there, when you play, you finger a chord or a note, and then you hit it an octave up, or 8 or 12 notes up, and you get this tonality which is bell-like, but very singing at the same time. It's an interesting sound. Well, I have certain ideas in my mind that I want to get out during the performance, but you know they're kind of changed by the audience. You sort of see what the audience is following you on, and that kind of makes you go along. You sort of almost choose the next song depending on that. And the sounds and how long you might solo is how long you could hold the audience's interest and bring them to a climax. And then you turn the solo over to, the piano player, for example, in this case. I really appreciate the Bronx and the support that I get from the Bronx, and particularly BronxNet TV has been real good to us. And it's just a great place. It's a place that people may not realize is as wonderful as it is, but we have a lot of wonderful areas, and I just love it. I'm still in the Bronx now.
Thank you very much. Well, welcome back to Open, everybody. I'm your host, Bob Lee. It's been called uplifting, heartbreaking, and powerful, and thought-provoking, too. Moving theater that deserves to be seen by the Journal News. Elaine Davalier. See, it's different up there, Davalier.
That's okay.
The native New Yorker, and she's taken off-Broadway by storm, and soon to be Broadway, soon with her brand new play, Brownsville Bred. Now here to share her incredible journey and more on this award-winning play, it's Elaine Davalier.
Thank you so much for having me, Bob.
Thank you. So Brownsville, Brooklyn, with the fantastic boxers, Mike Tyson,
That's right.
and Biggs, and all those guys.
And that was during the time that I was actually growing up, and that's what the story is about.
Oh,
it's
okay.
about my life growing up from the ages 11 to 17.
Yes.
All the milestones in my life that formed me to who I was.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, in a Latino family, it's always, becoming a señorita is a milestone. And then, if you're from a broken home, it's from the time that your parents separate and learning about who you are as being a Latina. I mean, everyone, whether you're Latina or African American, whatever you are, I don't think you ever feel comfortable in your own skin growing up.
Yeah.
And this show really highlights that from my perspective as a child.
One-parent household or both parents?
It was 2 in the beginning, and then it turned to 1.
Yeah. How did that make you feel when that happened? How old were you?
I was 11 years old when my dad left, but my dad was like most girls, their dad is their hero.
Yeah.
So my father was a musician, he was a baseball player, he was just an amazing person. Yeah, he was the man about town.
Yeah.
So for a hero to leave the family, that's what really, within the first 10 minutes, the father leaves the family, and that's what really incites the entire play.
Yeah. And how did that affect you? in real life and then as you play it back in the play?
And as I play it back in the play, what it does for me is it creates a moment of rebellion where, you know, I'm from a Latina household and yet, and I'm listening to salsa, and even though I don't like listening to salsa, so I tell my father, please, Papi, play something in English. So he did. He bought the Spanish version of Lady, the Kenny Rogers song.
Yeah.
So, and he bought a whole bunch of English songs, but salsa versions.
Yes.
So, as much as I hated that and loved it at the same time, when he left, I was just, at that time is when rap really came out. And Run DMC was on, you know, I mean, Rapper's Delight and Run DMC. So when I got angry at my father, I turned to hip hop, of course, which is what everybody should do. And very loud, and that's who I became. I thought I was going to become a rap star. And I would write poems growing up. And
interesting you said that, poems. I wrote a rap for WBLS back in the day. And Frankie Crockett, then on the air, thought it, and I told Cool Clyde, he said, you know, he doesn't know anything about rap.
I want to hear it.
I wrote him a rap. He thought it was a poem and said, this kid Bobby Lee from Queensbridge wrote a poem. I'm going to read it right after these commercials after this. And he came back and read it as a poem. And it was a jingle about, a rap about WBLS.
And he read it as a poem, but not as a rap?
Same thing, poetry, rap.
In my play, I actually, you know, the different milestones, other things that I go through is actually the first love. And, you know, when you're in love, how you feel, you know, somebody pitched a tent up inside your head and they're camping out up in there, you know? So when heartbreak takes over, that's when I talk about, you know, what you do when you're in heartbreak. And one of the things that you do is you write poetry. But in my case, that poetry turns into some really cool rap songs after like a month, you know, when you feel better.
Well, we got to see this. So is replaying this or reacting this, is it sort of like therapy for you?
No.
I mean, going through the breakup of the mother and father?
No, I don't think so at all. What I think
so
is...
you got over that a long time ago?
I think, well, I still reflect because now as a writer, I'm also looking at the lines and seeing, you know, what else I can find as a professional actor, pulling them out, and as a writer, how I can make it tighter and better. So for me, I feel like what this is a celebration of people who are not represented on television, in films, people who are forgotten, people who on paper look like, you know, they don't deserve a chance to be heard. But what this is, when people come to my show, they feel like if they know me, they've never seen me before in their lives. It's like I'm a whole new person. But the people who come that don't know me, they feel like they've been with me for my entire life. They kiss me at the end of the show. They want to hug me. They want to wish me well. And that's really the character that they're loving. They're loving...
I see why. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, you know, everything that it represents. I don't want to take up too much of your segment here.
Go ahead. So tell us about your fantastic reviews that you're getting.
Oh, boy.
How does it feel to reach that level of success?
Well, I have to say, I started this show, it was just out of frustration. I started writing out of a frustration to have something that really spoke to me as an actor, because there's nothing out there. You know, I mean, the closest thing that we have right now is the mother effer with the hat on. You know, when I saw that, when people see that, they say, oh, it kind of reminds me of your show. Not the themes of it,
I felt
but the
uncomfortable
language.
saying, I had to do the voice to that on the radio.
Oh, the mother effer with the hat? Well, you have to say it like that.
I wanted to say the real thing a couple
times.
times.
Of course. We all want to. And, you know, you whispered the mother with the hat on. But seeing that, when people describe my show, when they see that, they say, oh, it really reminds me of your show. So that's a really great notion that the language is there representing people who aren't normally represented in this entertainment industry of ours.
I'm going to bring you out. Would you like to perform a little piece of the show?
I wasn't prepared, but
if you want to, I mean,
you know, I mean, my set's not here, but you know what? I'm going to
jump into character without the outfits and all that stuff?
It's only one outfit, you know, one woman show. It's like a pair of jeans, a pair of sneakers, and a black T-shirt.
That's it. See,
so
easy. You can do it right from your seat if you want. Just a little piece.
Of course.
It's up to you.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet, though.
It's okay. We'll keep going.
Okay, I'll tell you how Mommy told me how to get to the train station.
Okay, good.
Okay, my mother used to told me that I had to bring something to the train station for my sister, because my sister wasn't around to bring it. So my mother then had to give me directions to the train station. And I said, Mom, Mommy, I really don't want to go over there. Why can't you make my two brothers go? She said, Nena, what the hell are you talking about, girl? You know your brothers don't go anywhere near there. You know your brothers have to walk 8 blocks straight up Sutter Avenue, and then they have to cross the street so that they don't have to pass the methadone clinic, and then they have to cross back, walk another 3 blocks to get to the double L train. To take the double L train to Broadway Junction, we'd have to walk down the stairs and through the tunnel to transfer to the J. Now, all I'm asking you to do is walk 10 blocks straight up Rockaway to get to the number 3 train. And you know what? If you don't want to walk, you could take the B60. The bus, it stops right there in Rockaway and Sutter. It'll take you straight up to 10 blocks to get to the B60, to get to the number 3, I mean. All right, but you know what? By the time you get done waiting for the B60 to take you to the number 3, you may as well have walked it. So you know what? Walk. It's exercise.
Give her a big hand, y'all. There you go.
Thank you.
Jumped into character right there, got deep into it. Good.
Well, when the New York Times says from girlhood trials to onstage triumph, that really helps you to feel like you're doing something well, you know, so.
And you've received a lot of awards. Tell us about some of the awards that you received.
Like I said, when I first started doing the show, when I first started writing it, it was out of frustration for not having characters that depict me. So I got it on its feet during festivals, which is what most young writers do. And I joined this festival that had 80 other plays in it. And a lot of them had multiple characters from, New York is the mecca of entertainment. So they have a ton of people from all different places. And I won every category.
Wow.
Best actress, best writer, best director, best performance, best show, best everything.
I see Broadway coming.
Yeah. And then I joined another festival that was all solo performers. And I thought, wow, this is going to be, hard for me because now I'm pretty much on the same playing field.
Right.
And then I won again.
See that?
So then I started self-producing downtown at a place called the Nuyorican Poets Cafe.
Yes, I know it well.
It's been around for 37 years,
Yes.
and I had the most successful run in the history of the Poets Cafe.
Wow, give another big round of applause, everybody.
And it's so great because what it
feels
is,
good, doesn't
that's
it?
from people who see it, and then they say, I want to bring somebody else to it. And that's what feels so great, that they want to share it, because what it is, it's a bonding experience. It's not just for Latinos, it's for everyone. So while I was at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, I got seen by my now director and producer, Pamela Mola-Karaman. And she brought me up and she produced me up at a theater in Westchester called the Schoolhouse Theater.
And that's where we can see it now?
No.
Okay.
I did a run there in October of last year. That's where all the reviews came from. It was amazing. But even before I took stage, she came to me, to my dressing room, and she said, listen, I want to talk to you. I want to let you know that I don't care what the reviews are. I don't care if anybody comes to this show. I want to take you off Broadway. And that's where we are now.
She probably found out about the reviews before she stepped into your room. So
No,
I'm gonna get this
definitely
before.
not. But so now I'm being produced at the 59E59 theaters in Manhattan.
Beautiful.
Which is a huge, beautiful, great theater. And I
Yes.
just feel so blessed to be there. They
How long
offer
are you
so
gonna
much
be there?
support. 3 weeks. It's a limited engagement, but we're hoping that with the right people getting there, and we know that the right
Yeah.
people are going to get there, that it'll move further. I already got a book deal from the
Wow,
play. Yes.
look at that.
Yes.
So where can we find more information about this?
BrownsvilleBread.com.
BrownsvilleBread.com.
Yeah, bread like B-R-E-D.
Yes.
Not the bread, the bun.
Now, you grew up there, but you live in the Bronx now?
No, I live in Manhattan now.
Okay, what does the Bronx have to do with it?
The Bronx has nothing to do with it, but I have
but it's
to
gonna
say.
be up to you or
My
Westchester?
husband's from the Bronx.
Oh, there
but
you
I don't
go.
hold it against him.
Yeah.
What I feel like Brownsville is actually a representation of any neighborhood
Yeah.
like that.
I got you. Yeah.
So the Bronx, Brownsville, some places.
Like the South Bronx, because you
Right.
mentioned some things about the South Bronx, and
Oh,
your mother sent
absolutely.
you to the bus.
Yes.
That was in the Bronx, the South
No, that was in Brownsville. When my mother sent me
okay.
to the bus and to the train, it was in Brownsville. But the experience of growing up in a neighborhood like
Yeah.
Brownsville, like in the Bronx,
Yeah. Every neighborhood can identify with, every borough
Exactly.
can identify with that.
and thankfully you don't have to be from Brownsville, you don't have to be Latino, you don't have to be anything to love this show.
Elaine Davalier in the house. That's a professional actor's name, too. You're going to go far.
I was
Looking forward
born
to
with it,
Broadway?
baby. I'm looking forward to anything that life has to offer.
All right, you mentioned something about hugs and kisses.
Oh. Okay.
You take care. Thank you so much, Elaine. Brownsville Bread is running from July 17th through July 31st at 59E59 Theaters. For more information, please visit. And we got to take a quick break. But up next, Famous Africa Salader, Executive Director Benede Diop, will join us. That's coming up right after the break. So stay right there. We got you covered.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
It's a magical evening celebrating the best of the Bronx. It's the 2011 Bronx Ball, only on BronxNet. See hometown heroes inducted onto the prestigious Bronx Walk of Fame, including Grammy and Oscar winner Irene Cara, TMZ super producer Charles Latibaudiere, Hollywood starlet Joy Bryant, and the incomparable Chaz Palminteri. It's the 2011 Bronx Ball, premiering Wednesday, July 20th at 8 p.m., only on BronxNet.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Did you find the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster.
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Grab a grown-up and go online to energy.gov/kids.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
I don't know where they get. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's DJ Kool Clyde on the ones and twos, and we've got a lot more where that came from. And I'm here with a very fantastic young lady, Miss Diop. She's mobilizing her efforts in building a Pan-African Center and Gender for Peace and Development in Dakar, Senegal, West Africa, and all over. Tell us about your wonderful program. I see you have a brochure here that says Samatata.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us already.
You're always welcome to the show.
Samatata is a big family. We are a family of hundreds of children, but also as well parents, uncles, and aunts and friends that are tending to African kids, but also children here in the U.S. The word Samatata is from my language. I'm from Senegal, West Africa.
Senegal, West Africa, yeah.
Yes, so Samatata over there means my auntie. And
my auntie.
Yes.
Your aunt.
Yeah, my dear auntie dearest,
right,
to be exactly correct. And growing up in Africa, I've realized that there was a great need of a foster care program. We don't have a foster care really like here in the United States. So
Samatata is a foster care program?
It's a foster care program. It's not very much official, but the foundation is trying to tend to the needs of the children that have been abandoned by their parents.
In Senegal?
In Senegal.
Yeah. So you do a lot of the work here in America
Yes.
And you send and give to the wonderful people in Senegal.
Exactly.
Yes.
But also here in the U.S., we try to get the underprivileged children here to try to access higher education.
Yeah.
Because we see that there is a pattern. One thing that has influenced me is that coming from Africa to here, I had the greatest gifts, that was education. And I valued it so much that coming here through college, I really didn't see my peers that was growing here in the United States to get that same value. So I realized that maybe they didn't see the pain of trying to get to quality education that I grew up. So what I try to do is that I try to convince the small low-income children to get to Ivy League college.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I'm really trying to bring up.
So you put that in their mind at an early stage in their lives.
Exactly,
So they
exactly.
Can, what are some of the things that you do to try to get them to think about college so early in life?
Well, here in the United States, we have a program. Well, first of thing that I try to do is I try to introduce them with foreign languages like Spanish, French, Italian, and so forth.
Important.
Yes, and the other thing is that I try to bring them to Harvard University or bring them to Columbia University and just give them trips, because growing up, that's what my mom used to do. I remember, we wasn't very rich, but we wasn't also really poor.
Yeah.
And
So mom took you out of your area in which you grew up in so that she can expose you to other parts of life.
She
So
made
see, there's
sure-
something more than just what we're living in, that circle that
yes,
we're living
yes.
in.
I remember she would spend her last money just to pay like a extravagant dinner for us.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I said, why are you doing this? We don't have enough money.
She wants to show you that
She
there's
wants
something
to show
different,
you there is
something
something
better.
out there over there.
Yeah. So tell us about some of the accomplishments with the organization.
Yes, we've been doing a lot of things, and especially here in the Bronx. I'm saying that the Bronx is really what we call noyau in French, that's where everything has grown and really blossomed.
Yes.
What we try to do is right now, in Senegal, every given day, there is about 100,000 children from the age of 7 to 18 years old. They are forced to beg, they are forced to labor, and these children are not laboring for themselves. They are laboring in order for them to earn quality education.
Wow.
And they are subjected to sexual abuse. They are being forced, some of them are being locked up in a house to do house chores. Really, I'll say slavery-like conditions.
By whom?
By the people, but mostly by the teachers. So usually what will happen is...
The teachers are pimping out there?
Exactly. Exactly, the way you put it, that's what it is.
I'm just
real. Yeah, because these children it's like example, coming from South Carolina to New York as an 8-year-old boy, trying to find education.
Who?
It's just an example. If you come from South Carolina to New York, it's a long way.
Yeah.
To come to New York to earn an education, you are 7 or 8 years old. You don't have no money to pay for your education. The teacher will tell you you have to go out there every day from 8 in the morning to 8 p.m. at night in order for you to panhandle money to pay for your education.
Yeah.
He has to meet a quarter, about like maybe $2 a day. But in Africa, as a third world country, that's a little much for a child.
Yeah.
And if they don't bring it, they get
So
severely
they're
beaten.
exploiting the students out there in Senegal.
Yeah, so here at Lehman College, what we try to do, we created a club, and there is a very dynamic student here. Her name is Kemi Akinboyewa, and she's the one. Akinboyewa. She's from Nigeria. She just created a Samatata club here at Lehman College, and one of the programs they have is that they try to collect toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, and basic hygienic stuff for the children.
Yeah, that's very, very important too. When we went out to South Africa, we had 2 buses. We went to Senegal, Soweto.
Soweto,
We went to Soweto, and the people were living under the power lines there. That was the land that they gave them.
Yeah.
And thousands of people living under the power lines in small little places. You see the set that we have here? Sometimes what they lived in, you have 4 people living in this. And maybe, this area back here, they can put their stuff and everything. But that's how they were living. They had to walk up about a quarter of a mile to go get water, to go to the bathroom. Then they had a little plot of land outside where they can grow beans and stuff like that.
It's very amazing.
I came out of there crying because, the lady let me come in and visit her family, and I gave her a $20 bill, and she thought that was a whole lot, of money.
It is.
And and I walked out of there counting my blessings. I went there with Hal Jackson and some of the other people, and some of our listeners from the radio station WBLS.
And how did you, like, I mean, it's very enriching.
Yes.
Once you...
I mean, we have so much here in New York. I can get up, get out of bed, and go right to the bathroom right there.
Exactly.
They had to walk up there
That is
about a quarter of a mile to go to the bathroom.
And I think what's amazing is that Africa has so much potential, and it's the place where you can see the richest of the richest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a place where you can see somebody rich as you can never see, and somebody poor as you can never see, live right next to one another.
Yeah.
That is very painful. So I think we need to reach back deeper, but not only to change financially, but to change people's life. One of our important programs that we've implemented is a PayPal program.
PayPal?
Yes. And what we try to do is, you don't have to have an age. It's not age related. All we need is somebody to write just a child, no matter whether they're in the U.S. or somewhere, but just reach out. And every month, write them a letter and give them a life.
Oh, I thought it was a PayPal online. You go there and write a check.
No, a pen pal, I'm sorry.
Pen pal.
Pen pal, yeah.
Okay,
we have PayPal online as well for donations. But, the pen pal program, most importantly, is that we want people to write letters, send videos, and, and images and photos to other children. And just be that friend for them. Because once you do that, they have to look up for something. It happens to me. I remember when I was 10, my best friend now, she's a French student that I met when I was 10 years old.
So you do the exchange thing? Did you ever go there?
We did the exchange thing, and then she would send me gift. I would send her gift.
That
Now
gives you
she's
something to look
successful.
forward to,
Oh
right?
yeah. And that showed me there is more than just the little corner I was. There was a big wall for me.
All right, so where can our viewers send donations and toothbrushes and underarm deodorant and all that stuff?
Yes, in Lehman College they have about 5 collection places. I know that there is one at Schuster Hall. Carmen Hall is one of them. Gillette Hall, the old gym building, and the music building. The toothbrush and toothbrush drive is starting today.
Today, where's that at?
And that's gonna be on Cheddar Hall, and that's where you can drop all your toothpaste, toothbrush, or just basic hygienic stuff.
Yeah, new though. I mean, you don't want.
Yes, it has to be all new and all wrapped.
Yes.
Because of the standards that are required. But also, it's gonna go all the way to September 7th, and during the fall semester, they will have official celebration.
And then the sending of the
And-
stuff. You're
and
going to
the
go down
sending.
there personally with it?
Yeah, we have a group. Actually, we have a group of volunteers. Even the students here can volunteer. We raise money to send them to Africa or
How
any
can they
other
volunteer?
country. They can contact Kemi Akinboyewa. Her phone number is 845-367-2925. And she will definitely help them.
Thank you so much. You're
Thank
doing a
you very
fantastic
much.
job. Samatata.
Yes.
Samatata. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Diop.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu
Thanks
alaikum.
for having us.
Yes. All right, for more information on the dental drive, please call once again 845-367-2925 or visit samatatablog.org. samatatablog.org. Got to take a quick break, but up next, BronxNet Youth Media Coordinator Marissa White will share her story right here with Bronx father Batista Ashante. Batin Ashante is here. Oh, yeah. And his success raising and homeschooling a Bronx child prodigy. So stay tuned. All this and more headed your way. You don't want to go anywhere. Thank you so much.
It's a magical evening celebrating the best of the Bronx. It's the 2011 Bronx Ball, only on BronxNet. See hometown heroes inducted onto the prestigious Bronx Walk of Fame, including Grammy and Oscar winner Irene Cara, TMZ super producer Charles Latibaudiere, Hollywood starlet Joy Bryant, and the incomparable Chaz Palminteri. It's the 2011 Bronx Ball, premiering Wednesday, July 20th at 8 p.m., only on BronxNet.
Hello and welcome back to Open. I'm Marissa White. As Youth Media Coordinator for BronxNet Television, I have the pleasure of training and guiding high school and college students aspiring careers in media. Watching our students strive for and accomplish their goals is extremely rewarding. That's why we are pleased to bring you this next interview. Batin Ashante has been homeschooling his daughter, Autumn, since 3rd grade. And this fall, she is off to college at 13. Talk about achieving goals. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
So my first question to you is, so you're a single dad,
you. Yes.
stay-at-home dad.
Yes.
How did you accomplish this? Like, tell me about Autumn. Tell me what the experience has been like homeschooling her.
Oh, wow. Well, the experience, the experience of homeschooling Autumn has been one of just raising her. So our homeschool experience has just been an extension of our daily living. And so it's just been a continuation. And actually homeschooling has been a convenience because getting up every day and driving her where she was originally going to an Islamic school from pre-K to 3rd grade. And she went there specifically for languages. And that was coming from all the way from down in the Bronx coming to Mount Vernon. That was a chore.
Right.
And then she started getting tired. So she actually suggested that, Daddy, I would prefer to be homeschooled. And I was always entertaining the idea anyway. So it just worked out perfectly for us. And the experience has been one of enlightenment for myself. And I have grown immensely as a man and as a human being by doing what I'm doing with my daughter. And it's just divine energy that is guiding the whole thing.
Well, it's, any parent, it's an extreme responsibility raising a child, and to do it on your own is not easy to do. But you've had some help, and
Yes.
you've employed some great resources
Yes.
in terms of not only educating Autumn, but influencing her and guiding her on this path that she's on, which you say you have nothing to do with, that it's her path. So tell me about that. How do you know? How do you get the right people involved? How do you keep her on that path?
Well, actually, it's the teachings from that I learned through my religion of Islam and through the Nation of Islam. And minister taught us that we have friends in all walks of life. And knowing that, we have friends all over the place. So when I got custody of Autumn, I already knew that I had a universal family. And it was just a matter of putting the proper people in our lives that can help me help her to grow. And it was just an absolute use of the universal family. And I say to you in total humility that I don't think I would have been able to achieve what we've achieved as a family and as a duo together if I did not have the community playing a very important role in our lives. It wouldn't have been possible, especially with the math.
Right. So you got the academics in play. So
Yes.
she has academic training.
Yes.
But now we know that Autumn is a poet
Yes.
and a spoken word poet.
Yes.
So how did you expose her to the arts? The other part of the academics that children need: arts, music,
Yes.
culture.
Well, I've always been a part. Music, dance, theater. I love theater. I used to do stand-up comedy, or I tried to do stand-up comedy. I wasn't very good at it, which is why I became a single dad. But I've always been in the arts, and I've always put together poetry events, dance events, stage shows, theater. I've always been a producer. And Autumn has never had a babysitter. So everything I've done, she's been a part of everything. Business meetings, from the soup to nuts, from the very beginning of the project all the way to the actual show. She's always been there. And when the show came, she just was taken by the energy that was displayed by the artist. And that just became a part of the actual homeschool curriculum.
So the world is the classroom, so to
The
speak.
world is the classroom.
So now she's on the road to college in the fall.
Yes.
Tell me how this happened. She's 13.
Yes.
And she's accepted to, she's completed high school at 13.
High school is done. That's done.
So talk to me about that.
Well, actually, we just did the homeschool, right? And so we accelerated everything because if you look at the curriculum, a first grade curriculum and a fourth grade curriculum are exactly the same. So you got your child doing first grade work when you can have them doing fourth grade work, because if you're a teacher, you know it's the same exact mathematics. And so when she was supposed to be studying first grade work, I had her doing fourth grade work. When she was supposed to be doing fourth grade work, I already had her doing high school work. And so then we learned the nuances of the educational system and some of the things that you need to do and have in place. And I learned them. And so you can test out and you can do alternative testing. You don't have to actually do a full 12 years in their institution. You can actually opt to test out. And if you pass, you can go on high. If you can pass where we are now is called the Connecticut Proficiency Aptitude Test. If you can pass that and you're in the 8th grade, you get a high school diploma.
So any reservations about high school, about attending college so young?
No.
I mean, any trepidations?
None,
No concerns at all?
none whatsoever. I think her footsteps are guided by the unseen. I think that the people that we've had in her life has grounded her. She's rooted, strong. I mean, she's still a 13-year-old, mind you, but mentally, she has the mind of a 17-year-old. So if she could just maintain a balance and keep her focus, I have no problems, because she won't be staying in the dorms. She'll be coming home every night. So it won't be like she'll be dealing with the campus
So she's going to be a commuter student?
Yes, and she'll commute back and forth. So that's one of the problems that I made sure that I wouldn't have to deal with, where she would be in the campus life, drinking and fooling. You know, none of that business.
Right, I understand.
You
I
know.
understand. College, that is one aspect of college life.
Right.
I mean, but for kids that are older than she is,
Right.
the kids that are, you know.
And secondly, I think what we're trying to achieve is to show there's a lot of our children who don't believe that they can do things. And one of the questions we pose to our children when we go and speak to them, are you ordinary or are you extraordinary? And you'll be surprised how many children believe that they're ordinary. And so what we're trying to show them, that you can achieve the extraordinary.
Anything that you want.
Anything you want.
So what does she want to be? What is she studying? What is her course of study going to be when she enters college in the fall?
Well, presently we'll take care of the prerequisites.
Okay.
And then once we do the 2 years of the prereqs, then she's interested in medicine. But you know, that may change. She
Right.
says she wants to major in medicine and minor in law. But I'm, like I told you prior, that I'm just going to let her do. But whatever she chooses to do, she's gonna have to stick to it. You're not gonna flip-flop back.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're wasting time, you're wasting money, you're wasting energy. So it's about the stick-to-itiveness. And so whatever she chooses to do, I'm gonna back her 100%. And I'm gonna see to it that whatever she chooses, she will be the best at it.
So you've already told me a little bit about what you've shown Autumn in terms of how you've introduced her to your world, the
Yes.
stage as a producer,
Yes.
the community, the wonderful people that you've brought to her, the teachers, you've had retired teachers.
Yes.
So the people that you've introduced her to. So the things that you have taught her, even, what has Autumn taught you?
Oh, she gave me my manhood, actually. And she showed me how to be a man. And I didn't realize, even though I was chronologically legal as a man, but my behavior, my mindset, my actions was not of a man. But once my daughter came into my life, my whole life changed and my whole paradigm shifted. So she gave me my manhood.
So just as a parting thought, message to parents, any parent out there, what
Yes.
would you say? Just one piece of advice that any parent can take from you.
I would suggest that you truly, truly, truly invest in the long-term vision of your children. Because I know we can get caught off into work, paying bills, life problems, and so and so. But your life problems can be alleviated if you were to take the time out and put the energy into your children. The problems that you think you have, put your energy into them and they can alleviate that. This child has alleviated so many things for me by her just being in my life. I cannot even begin to quantify them for you. But my daughter has been a real gem in my life. And I'm just telling you, grab your children, appreciate your children. Do not underestimate your children, overestimate your children, because they will amaze you. And it's our limitations that we place on our children that we can't see their real potential.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Love you.
Thank you. Okay, so you're going to stay tuned for more Open. We do have an excerpt of an interview that Autumn did with our Open 2.0 team, and that's coming up. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Our definition, like society-based, our definition of school is being in a building, textbook in front of you, teacher basically is just spouting information at us.
Right.
What's your definition of a classroom? Because you've been homeschooled by your dad.
Yeah,
so.
my definition of a classroom, we get up 10 o'clock, do
you know, we don't really, sometimes we do subject after subject, but normally, you know, we do like a week of math or, you know, a day of reading or a week of reading, because reading is what I do. I'm a bookworm, so, you know, and, you know, we go different places, and, you know, with my poetry and everything just takes us to just whole new levels and just a whole bunch of really cool places. So that's really a classroom right there. So, you know, it's never really just a classroom, stay in the house all day. We go to museums, you know, we go and do different things, but life is a classroom. Could it be that something's not right? Now all I want to do is go to a mountain and scream with all my might. Siblings are no better. One thinks he's a girl, the other, she's confused. And me, I feel like I'm being used. I'm too tired to take a look at myself. Brothers being shot, that's where the smiles turn upside down. Forced to jump into the ocean of life and drown. I try to open my mind to the possibilities, not fully understanding me. No one listens to my problems or tries to solve them. There's no way I can live with all this on my shoulders. My reality are big boulders. Don't act like I never told you. The word peace has no impact on me. No, I want to be free, lovingly, delicately, vibrantly, free to be. But that's just me. Hard times are necessary. The side effects vary from teen pregnancies, alcohol, and drug abuse. Young minds underused. But that's okay. See, those big boulders, they carry themselves over. Now I'm about to explode like a supernova. So you already know, I made it over. Thank you.
Fantastic job, Maritza. Autumn Ashante, we used to work with her and her father since she was like 6 years old. She's a fantastic spoken word artist, and she's doing well in school. Do your thing, Autumn Ashante. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B and classic soul. We used to say that before. Your number one source for R&B. The sauce, like hot sauce and salsa and all that good stuff. All right, our final guest this morning is the founder and Mind Over Matter Fitness. That's where he works. That's what he came up with, providing new and unique ways for the common man to get in shape and live healthier. You got to live healthier lives, because Joshua Tree is the longest living, oldest tree in the world. And Joshua Margolis is here to share some of that. Joshua, how are you?
I'm doing well.
You're not the longest living, oldest
No,
person.
no, not yet.
But you can use it.
I could aspire to it.
And it's a biblical name.
That's right. It's a biblical name, and there's something to be said about the tree, because it's about, persevering and extending a quality of life, having a quality of life, not just about quantity, but and that's the whole thing about exercise, and everybody out there who's done it knows it. It's about maintaining a certain quality of health, whether you're young, old, what have you, through your entire life.
What made you realize that this is what you needed to do in order to stay healthy and live the way you want to live?
Well, it's interesting, because it's something that we all know. It's like everybody out there, we know we're supposed to take care of ourselves. We know we're supposed to exercise. I've always been an athletic kid. I've always enjoyed being active, and I was never really a gym personnel. Even for me now, I can't, I'm in the same boat as everybody else. To make myself go to the gym, it's hard. So I started taking my company in direction of being the antithesis of the gym. The gym without the gym, where you can exercise without even being in gym. You exercise right here, you can exercise at home, out
driving. There's always something you can do.
Stuff in the subway, there's always little things that add up, and at the end of the day, they make a difference.
Yeah, all right. So what are we going to do here today? We got the red carpet here.
We got the red carpet. We got the red carpet treatment, and actually we're going to be using some of the interns here, and there's a couple of them that graciously volunteered, although I don't know if they really know what they're getting into, but we're going to do a couple of simple building block exercises, basic stuff stuff that can be done at home, on the road, outside in the park. Because remember, we're about sort of exercise without the gym. You don't necessarily need the gym to work out. And we're going to do about 4 or 5 simple, basic movements. They're not easy, but they're simple in the movement itself. And I'm going to bring everybody out here. Come on, guys. Everybody.
Oh.
So we got 3, they all volunteered. I think, I don't quite know if they know they were getting
You guys are in for it now.
So
Here we
we're
go.
going to have you sort of stand a little bit on the carpet and pop down just a little bit like that. So I'm going to talk as I'm sort of prying and pushing on you guys and things like that. But before we even start any exercise, this is simple. It's a little sort of repetitive, but in anything else, if you're going to do something, we're going to do it right. So exercise, it goes that way as well. So we're talking about form, movement, posture, basic stuff. So before I have anybody start working out, we do a couple of basic movements, the way we stand. It's something called...
And this is a springboard, because you're not gonna, this is not just a one-time thing. You're going to take this and you're going to use it every day. Right. And watch what happens.
That's right. That's right. You guys are going to be walking tall when you leave here. And speaking of that, it's something simple called straight, square, tight. And that is no matter if you're standing, if you're walking, if you're sitting, if you're standing, if you're laying down, you're always going to be straight, square, tight. So what that is head straight. So always looking forward. That's where your exercise is happening. It's happening in the front. You want to be looking there. So your head always wants to be straight. Number 2, square, shoulders square. I want you standing like the royal guard in front of the castle. I want you accentuating these guys back. Now, you guys are pretty good here. Everybody has pretty good posture, but it's something to think about, because throughout the course of the day, you're standing, you're sitting. It happens to everybody. We start inevitably slumping in. You got to remember to keep these back. That's right. So straight, square, and the last one is tight. Tight. Now, I don't mean suck in. Everybody thinks it means suck it in. I know that's what we're all inclined to do, because we're like, oh, I want to look good. I want to have a flat stomach. But it's not about sucking it. That's right. It's almost like if you think you're going to get hit,
I didn't want to do
you
it
make
to
it
you
tight.
guys.
You make it tight, just like that. It's a good way to do it. And what we'll do with our clients is I'll come by and I'll gently give a little wrap right there in the stomach. So it's the same thing. I'm going to give it to right. Yeah, exactly. You want to keep it firm. You want to know that everything that's happening with your exercise, it's happening here. So we got this out of the way. We got straight, we got square, we got tight. You're going to keep that movement for every exercise. So the first thing we're going to do is a squat, okay? Squat is just a glorified way of sitting up and sitting down. So all you're going to do is you're going to keep this straight, square, tight. You're going to come down to 90 degrees, and you're going to stand up straight. Come down to 90 degrees, and stand up straight. You guys are going to go, we're going to talk about it. We're going to pick apart the form just a little bit. We're not going to go crazy, but we just want to illustrate.
You got a minute and a half. Go ahead.
That's right.
Whatever
Here we
you want
go.
to
So
do,
you
you
guys
got a
are going
minute
to
and a
squat
half.
down to 90 degrees and stand up straight. So the whole time you're doing this, I'm just going to walk. I'm just making sure you guys are going to keep moving. Head straight, shoulders square, back and abs tight. Here we go, guys. 10 times each. Squat down to 90 degrees, back and forth. Okay, so this is a simple exercise. What they're doing is they're working their quads, they're working the glutes. Everybody always wants to work the glutes, and you're working your hamstrings a little bit too. It's almost like sitting back on a chair. Everybody here is doing really well. The main thing we want to drive home, again, is keeping that head straight, shoulders square, back and abs tight. Give me about 3 more, guys. 3 more. Remember, you're sitting back. Don't let your knees come over your toes. Nice and easy. Now, normally what you would do, you guys are going to stop. Good job. I'll give you guys a little round of applause right here. You guys are doing well, but we're just starting. We still got some more to do. Whenever you're doing any exercise...
You got 45 seconds. You may want to jump into another.
So let's jump into something else. And it's everybody's favorite exercise. Everybody loves to hate it, but it's push-ups.
There you go.
So you guys are going to get down on your hands. You're going to get down your toes, and we're going to get to see what they can do right now. Now, before they even start, they're going to remember, head staying straight, shoulders staying square, abdominals staying tight. Your body's like a plank, okay? Let's see what you guys can do. You can show off. This is a chance to show off right now.
There you go.
Okay? Come down to 90 degrees, bend your elbows, and push up. There you go. You got it. And you can do it on your knees, too, if need be. On the knees count. Give me 10 times, guys. Now, I want everybody to do one thing. Stick their butt up in the air. Stick their butt up in the air. It's going to help. Keep going, guys. Down. And then back up.
There
Always
you go.
looking down. Remember, as same posture as you would be standing up. Head looking down. Give me 3 more, guys. You guys look good. I know. See, they didn't know what they were getting into, but now...
Hey, where can we reach you to get more information?
If you guys want
about
information, you can check us out on the website. It's mindovermatternyc.com. Relax, guys. Good job. Give yourself a round of applause. You guys
There
did
you
well.
go.
And we can answer all
How
your
you
questions
feeling?
there. So it's the beginning. It's the beginning. You guys did well. Get the heart rate up a little bit. But remember, you can do this. You don't need the gym. You don't need a facility. You can do it out in the park. You can do it in your backyard. You can do it in your apartment.
And continue doing it. When you're watching TV, when the commercials come on, drop down and give me some.
That's right.
Sit-ups, push-ups, and all that stuff. Give them a big round of applause, audience. Thank you so much. Joshua Margolis, give us a number where we can contact you
Sure,
or
guys
email
can meet,
address.
at 212-865-9290, or you can always check us out at the website. That's mindovermatternyc.com.
Mind Over Matter Fitness, Joshua Margolis. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We're gonna
Good job,
continue
guys.
doing these, okay, you guys? All right, that's all the time we have for today's show. Many thanks to all of our guests for tuning in and checking it all out. Thank you for stopping by. And, of course, you, our viewer, for tuning in to us each and every Monday. So stay tuned for Open this Wednesday with my man Darren Jaime. He'll hook you right on up. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. To choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. I'll catch you on tonight right after the Quiet Storm on 107.5 WBLS. Peace. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye. Very good.